On 6 October 1683, the first 13 German families arrived aboard the small ship Concord, the German Mayflower. They founded Germantown in Pennsylvania and in 1688 issued the first manifesto against slavery. Over 7 million German immigrants followed. Today, about 16% of the population of the United States claims German ancestry.
Did you ever think about where you came from, where your ancestors hailed from? Well, if you know you've got a little German blood in you, you might want to stop by the Genealogy Tent at the German Fest picnic. I'd be glad to help you look into your past. We have access to several databases, and for 10 or 15 minutes, it'll be fun to see what we can do for you.
Hallelujah, you've been found.
The German genealogy present at the German Fest picnic really just grew out of a need to have more members in our club. And it was a way that we could bring people into the club through their ancestry.
I started exploring and trying to discover where my family was at and what they were doing and anything else I could find.
The family story is that my great-grandfather came over from Germany with his fiancée, married her once he was here. Then when she passed away, he went back to Germany, married her sister, and came back to the States. I found out by getting my great-grandfather's request for citizenship, where he was born, what town he's from, and where he left, the town he left from, when he arrived, the day he left, the day he arrived. And so I could find out from that a lot of information about where he was from, where his first wife is from, and where his second wife, who doesn't have the same maiden name as his first wife, and didn't live in the same town, is from. So I could find a lot of information once I started doing the research and finding out about my heritage.
In reviewing old family records, I found an autobiography written by my mother in her high school years. She mentions in that the village where her parents came from. That led me to making a trip back to Germany, trying to find that village. A surprise was waiting for me when I arrived at the mayor's office for an appointment, and in that surprise, it led me back to my 10th great-grandfather and the fact that he wrote the definitive history of the 30 Years' War in his region, and it's still published and available online.
I got help from some of the experts, reading German script, helping with translation of those documents, things like that. And as a result, one of the biggest things in genealogy is finding out where your people came from across the pond.
Coming to the picnic and going to the genealogy booth at the German Fest picnic got me started. I just gave them my grandfather's name and something about him. I didn't even know when he had died, so I just gave them a town where he had lived. And from there, we found almost everything.
The adventure to go back and find out where you come from and why your ancestors left is very exhilarating. It's fun.